So first of all, when we start today, we're going to start by stretching some sounds to get our brains and our ears ready. Watch as I do the first one. The first one is the word bed. When I stretch it, b-e-d, bed. Try that with me. Say the word. Bed. B-e-d, bed. Wonderful. Let's stretch the word met. What's the word?
Met.
Ready? M-e-t, met. Wonderful. The next word is fed. Say the word.
Fed.
Let's stretch it. E-d, fed. And one more. The word is web. Say the word.
Web.
Let's stretch it.
W-e-b.
Web. Very good. One other thing we want to review today is our signs or our signals for our short vowel sounds. So I'm going to say a sound and I want you to show me the sign that we use for it. The first sound is ah. What do we do for ah? Ah. Wonderful. How about eh? What do we do? Eh. Like an echo. Aw. What's the sign for aw? Aw. Like an octopus. Ah. Up. And it. Very good. Today, we're going to be working on some words that have the eh sound in the middle of it. And so, what letter says eh? Do you remember?
E.
E. That's right. It's this one. So we're going to see a lot of this one today. But before we start, let's just review to keep our brains going some of the sounds of some of the consonants we're going to see today. So when I hold it up, I would like you to make the sound. What's the sound? Wonderful.
J.
It's a hard one. Y.
Yeah.
Very good.
G. B.
R.
W. D.
You guys are wonderful. You were able to tell me all of the sounds that go with these letters. That is wonderful. And now we're ready to start our lesson. So now we are going to stretch some words that have the eh sound in the middle of them. What sound? Eh. Watch me. My word is the word met. First I'm going to stretch it. Met. Just watch this time, okay? Et. Met. Now I'm going to map it with my chips. Et. Met. The next thing I'm going to do is to change those chips, those sounds, into letters. And I'm going to place them up here. When you do this, we can just place them up here in any old fashion as long as we can see them. And we want all of them to be lowercase side. And we're ready to go. My word was met. The letter that says that is the M. Eh. The letter that says that sound is the E. T. The letter that says that sound is the T. And my word is met. The last thing I'm going to do is clean up. And when I clean up, I'm going to move the letters and say the sounds. T. Let's try one together. Are you ready? Our new word is fed. Say the word with me. Fed. You can do it with me. D. Fed. Let's map it together. D. Fed. Our first sound was our middle sound. Our last sound. D. Our word was fed. The next step that we want to do is change from the chips to the letters. I'm going to place the F in. I'm going to place the E in. D. I'm going to place the D in. What's our word, everybody? Fed. And the last step is cleanup. F. E. D. Does everybody understand what we're going to do?
Yes.
First, we're going to stretch it. Then we're going to map it. Then we're going to change it to the letters. And then finally clean up. Do you think you're ready to do some with me?
Yes.
All right. Let's build some words together. Each of us is going to get our mapping page and some chips. And some letters will be our last thing. Let's place the chips down here on the bottom like I have mine. And then the letters we're going to put up here on the top. And again, when you take your letters out, you can put them in any order at the top, but we want the side. Go ahead, Moses. We want the side that is the lowercase to show. It just unzips like a snack bag.
Mine was already open.
Uh-oh. Let's see how quickly we can just get them out there for us. While you're doing that, I'm just going to remind us we're going to stretch the word. We're going to map it with the chips. We're going to change it into letters. And then we're going to clean up. Let's move these up at this end. And these down at this end, all right? There you go. You're doing a wonderful job. Kaylee's got hers on nice lines. And we said that when we're doing these words today, we're going to be hearing the eh sound in the middle. So I'm wondering, what letter do you think we're going to use in the middle? And what letter would that be? E. Very good, Megan. Megan's all ready. Beautiful. All right, so is everybody ready for our first word?
Yes.
Our first word is 10. What's the word?
10.
Let's stretch it on our fingers. Fingers up.
Eh,
10. Let's map it. First sound, t. Second sound, eh. Last sound, n. Whole word, 10. Next we need to change them. Move down the first sound. What was it? T. What letter do we need? Megan. Very good, Megan. Our middle sound was that eh. Moses, what letter?
E.
Wonderful, Moses. Let's put the E in. I'm glad you guys are knowing these sounds today. And the last one. Kaylee, what do you think?
N.
N. Does everybody agree? All right. Let's segment. Go ahead, put your N in there, Megan. Wonderful. Let's touch and say together. Ready? T. Eh. N. And the whole word is 10. Let's clean up. T. Eh. N. Wonderful. Ready for the next word? Our next word is set. Say the word for me.
Set.
Fingers up. Let's stretch it. Set. Set. Let's map it. Set. Set. All right, ready for the letters. What letter says S?
S.
Megan, very good. Kaylee, what letter do you think is going to go in there?
S.
Well, you know what? Oh, go ahead, get your S in. I didn't see. Very good. Let's put our E in. And our last sound, T. Moses, what do you think?
T.
Wonderful. Let's touch and say all of the sounds in our letter, in our word, and then the whole word. Ready? S, e, t, set. And clean up. S, e, t. I think we're going to do one more together, and then I'm going to give each of you your own words to do the whole thing with. Are you ready? Our next word that we're going to do together is jet. Say the word.
Jet.
Jet. Fingers up. Let's stretch it. J, e, t. Jet. Let's map it. J, e, t. Jet. First sound was j, j. What letter do we need?
J.
J. Wonderful. Let's move it in. Our middle sound was, what was that middle sound in jet? The sound. What's the middle sound?
E.
Give me the sound. Very good. And you're right, Moses. It was the letter E. Let's put the E in and the last sound. T. Kaylee, what do you think?
T.
Wonderful. Is everybody ready? Let's touch and say J, E, T. Let's do that one more time so I can hear you. J, E, T. Whole word. Jet. Let's clean up. J, E, T. We're going to build some more words, but I'm going to give you each your own words to do. Let's review what we're going to do. First, we're going to stretch it, then map it, then change it to letters. Are you ready? Do you think you can do this? All right. I think we're ready for each of us to have our own word. I'm going to give each of you your own word. You'll repeat it back to me. Then you're going to stretch it, map it, change it into letters. After I give you your word, I'm going to give you one and you one, and I'm going to bounce back and forth to see how we're doing. You understand what we're going to do?
Yes.
All right, Moses, your word is the word bed. What's your word?
Bed.
Go ahead. Kaylee, your word is pet. Tell me your word.
Pet.
All right. And Megan, your word is men.
Men.
Go ahead. What's this sound?
B.
What's this sound?
D.
What's your whole word?
Bed.
Very good. You may clean up. What's this sound?
E.
Say it again.
E.
Like echo. What's your word?
Pet.
Go ahead, clean up. What's this sound? What sound does this letter make? And this letter? And your whole word?
Men.
Go ahead, clean up. You ready for your second word? Your second word is den. Your word?
Den.
Go ahead. Your second word is web. What's your word?
Web.
Wonderful. And your second word is get.
Get.
Go ahead.
That's our word of the day.
Is it? Go ahead.
B. Web.
Read your whole word for me, Moses.
Den.
Wonderful. You may clean up. What sound does this letter make?
W.
Wonderful. Keep going. I liked how you stretched them. Moses, next word. Pen. Tell me your word.
Pen.
All right. And go ahead and clean up. Read your word for me.
Get.
Wonderful. You may clean up. Kaylee, you ready for a new word?
Yes.
Your new word is vet. Read your word for me, Moses.
Pen.
Wonderful. You may clean up. Ready for a new word? Your new word is bet. Tell me your word.
Bet.
Okay, you want to do this first. First, stretch it.
Et.
Wonderful. All done? Want one more? How about the word yet? Can you do yet? Stretch it first.
Yeah. Et. Yeah.
Use your chips. What sound does this letter make? This one? This one? Whole word?
Vet.
Go ahead and clean up. Tell me your whole word.
That.
Wonderful. You may go ahead and clean up. Moses, tell me your whole word.
Yet.
Wonderful. What sound does this letter make?
Yeah.
This letter. And this letter.
Eh.
Wonderful. Whole word again?
Yet.
Good job. Go ahead and clean up. Wonderful. You were each able to stretch it, map it, and then change it to letters.
Oh, cool. Orange.
All right, we're ready to shift gears and use some other materials. Are you ready? Now we're going to be writing some words. But before we write, we're going to stretch the words, we're going to map the words, and then we're going to write with our write-on wipe-offs. Watch as I do the first one. My word is pet. P-e-t. Pet. P-e-t. Pet. I mapped it. Now I'm going to change it to letters. P. What letter would I write there? Go ahead.
P.
P. Megan, what letter would I write?
E.
E. And T. Moses, what letter would I write?
T.
Wonderful. My word is pet. And then the last thing, I'll be ready for my new word. I'm going to erase. Does everybody understand what we're going to do? Alrighty. I'll get that one. I'm going to give you each a marker and one of my magical erasers.
Yay.
All right. We started with you last time, Moses, so we're going to start over here this time. Your word, Megan, is jet. Say your word.
Jet.
Go ahead. Your word is web. Say your word.
Web.
And your word is met. Say your word.
Met.
Go ahead. Look carefully at your J. What do you notice? Don't use your finger. Use it. So you're going to have black on your finger. There you go. Okay. It's going to go down and hawk this way. There you go. Good job.
B.
And what's your word?
Jet.
Go ahead, erase. And your word?
Web.
Good job, erase. And your word?
Met.
Good job, erase. New word. Your word will be fed. Say it.
Fed.
Your word will be den. Say it.
Den.
Go ahead. And your word will be set. Say it.
Set.
All right.
Den.
I like how you're thinking, Kaylee. How do I make that D? And what's your word, Moses?
Set.
Good. Go ahead, erase it. And your word?
Fed.
Go ahead, erase it. Try. Met. Try. Let. Your word?
Den.
Go ahead, erase it. Last word for you is going to be wet.
Wet. Wet.
Read your word.
Wet.
Excellent, you may clean up. Read your word.
Met.
Excellent, you may clean up. And your word.
Wet.
Excellent, you may clean up. Let's put our markers and our chips down. Wonderful. All right, boys and girls, we did a wonderful job with that. I'm just going to take and move these away from you for right now. Can I have your markers, please? And let's just grab all of this. Good job. We were practicing words with the sound in the middle of it so that now we can read words. with that sound. So I'm going to give each of us a card with some really silly sentences on them. I would like each of you to just take a minute and read the first sentence to yourself, and if you come to a word that you have trouble with, remember to stretch it and see if you can read it. Let's read that first sentence together. Are you ready with me? The red pen is in the den. Wonderful. What I would like each of you to do is go ahead and read all the rest of the sentences to yourself, and I'm going to ask you to read one to me in just a few minutes. Megan, can you read sentence 2 for me?
Jen has a pet hen.
Wonderful. Keep reading. Moses, can you read sentence 4 for me?
Get the net for the hen.
Wonderful. And I liked how you read that with some expression because you saw that exclamation point at the end. Wonderful. And Kaylee, how about sentence number 3?
The hen was on the jet.
Wonderful. That would be pretty silly, wouldn't it, if a hen were on the jet? Let's all jump down to number 5 and read that sentence together. That's a little bit longer. Are you ready?
Yes.
The men led the pet hen to the vet. Wow, maybe the hen was sick or something. What do you think? Maybe. Very good. I'm wondering, who can tell me, you can put your cards down, who can tell me what it was that we were working on today? If somebody at dinner time tonight said, "What'd you do in school today?" What would you say, Kaylee?
We got to be on a video.
Yes, you did get to be on a video, but what were we learning about? What was our special sound that was in the middle of most of our words?
E.
The sound? Eh. Everybody give me the sign for eh. And the letter that makes that sound, everybody, was? The letter? E. And we were able to stretch and map and even write some consonant, vowel, consonant words with that short E sound. You all did a wonderful job today. Thanks for helping me out with my lesson.